So, welcome to Essential Oils and CBD. And my name again is Robin Jacobson, and I've been in Young Living for just a couple years. I'm kind of a newbie, and I've only been doing the business for about a year. And my story with essential oils is I had a knee replacement 2 years ago, and my other knee is within surgical range, and they really wanted me to go ahead and do that knee replacement. And I was just determined I was not going to do it. And so I was looking for options that could help me control the pain and kind of get my life back without having to do the surgery. And that's when I discovered Young Living. And I started out with a combination of 3 essential oils that I was just using on that particular area for joint support. And then they rolled out the CBD. And when I combined the joint and muscle balm with the essential oils that I was already using, the results were so dramatic. And then I discovered some of the Young Living supplements and added that kind of into my regime. And I am worlds and above where I was when I started this 2 years ago. And I've kind of got my life back, and I thank Young Living for that. So I'm a big fan of the joint and muscle balm. That has been my favorite. And then between the Calm roll-on that we'll discuss and the actual CBD oil that I use at night, I've been able to get off of my sleep aid prescription medication. So that's been really nice to be able to get off of that and back on something more natural. I feel much better about using plants than using medicine to build up in my body. I don't want the synthetic medicine to build up. I want the plant material to build up. So that's kind of my story. So I'm excited to talk to you about how a plant can impact your body in a positive way. So let me see why this is not moving here for some reason. Well, why aren't you moving? There we go. This is a little sneak peek. So I'm excited to talk to you guys about how a plant can impact your body in a positive way. We're going to dispel some myths and knock down some fears and answer a couple dozen questions about how this incredible plant and oil affects the human body. And we'll do it with science and research and facts. We're training on nature's ultra CBD infused with Young Living essential oils. And I believe that this is the best CBD on the market. It's the only one personally that I can recommend. Because of the unparalleled purity of how it is grown under our seed to seal. And we'll discuss what that is, our seed to seal promise, and how it is delivered to your cells using the tiny molecules of essential oils as the delivery system. So let's jump right into the class. Oops, there we go. What is CBD used for? It may be simpler to answer what CBD is not used for. It kind of seems to be a miracle worker. Right now, there are significant studies on CBD for dozens and dozens of things, from resting to stress to so much more. If you think it might be for you, then I'd encourage you to do some research of your own. Simply type in what you're looking for support from and the word CBD into Google and check out the latest science. The study of CBD is so new that new studies are being released by the week that we've never seen before. So perhaps the best place to start is with a CBD testimony from a Young Living mom. Oops, where we go? There we go. No. Where are we? Okay, I'm lost. So let me stop sharing and start over. Where did my little thing go? This is where we're supposed to be. Let's try this again. There we are. No, that's not the right one. Now this one. Yes, this is it.
I use the muscle and joint balm daily. I shoot with a giant camera most of the time, and it's a lot of work holding that camera all the time, and I've noticed that it really helps my fingers feel a little bit less tired at the end of the day. I use the Calm Roller every night before bed. I roll it on my wrists and on my chest, and I just love the way that it smells. The smell signals to me also that it's bedtime.
Oh, why did it do that? Well, we're having technical difficulties here. Let's try this again. Don't know why it did that. Played perfectly when I ran through it before.
I use the muscle and joint balm daily. I shoot with a giant camera most of the time, and it's a lot of work holding that camera all the time, and I've noticed that it really helps my fingers feel a little bit less tired at the end of the day. I use the Calm Roller every night before bed. I roll it on my wrists and on my chest, and I just love the way that it smells. The smell signals to me also that it's bedtime. It's become such a part of my routine that I think when I smell that, it's time to go to bed. And I know that it just makes me feel a little bit more relaxed and more focused at falling asleep. Being able to see Nature's Ultra's lab reports has been a huge difference maker for me. Being able to have confidence in what they're giving me feels good. Knowing that they are fully transparent in what they're providing to their consumers is huge. It shows me that they're not putting anything in these products that they're not comfortable with, that I wouldn't be comfortable with. They're just being open about what they're providing, and that makes me feel very confident in trying and using their products. I love using Nature's Ultra CBD and seeing the changes that it's made in my life, and knowing that there's other moms and other people that are maybe experiencing some of those same things. Being able to share this product with them has really made me feel great. Being able to pass on these benefits, knowing that I'm supporting a company that's transparent, that lets me see what they're doing. I can believe in that company, and I can share that with others, and feel confident in knowing that it's a good product.
So the next question is CBD marijuana? So let's just deal with the elephant in the room right here at the start of class. The hemp plant is a cousin to the marijuana plant. It's like sweet corn versus field corn. Hemp is the parent plant, and cannabis is the scientific name for that plant. Both hemp and marijuana contain cannabidiol, or CBD. The marijuana plant was hybridized to produce more than 40 times the amount of THC, which is the chemical responsible for. Hemp has a very low amount of THC. In fact, for CBD legal, it has to have less than 0.3% THC. Young Living CBD has 0.00% THC. That means that members of has to take a drug test for work can see in our CBD. Why are we scared of CBD? United States. The Legal Marijuana Tax Act, hemp being dangerous, and everything to do with politics. So here's a little CBD history class. Hemp was used for making paper and clothing and was in direct competition with some industrial businesses. So the owners of those businesses set out to make it illegal. Hemp is actually one of the oldest cultivated crops of all time. It's been used in medicine to make rope, salt, sails, and paper. Its history goes back over 6,000 years from China to Rome. Even in the United States, early Jamestown settlers observed the Powhatan Indians growing hemp in 1607. Colonial farmers could be fined by the British government if they did not grow hemp, because the British needed it for their sails and sailboats. Early drafts of the Declaration of Independence were written on hemp paper. So let's dig a little deeper into history and understand why so many fear CBD. Here's a wonderful little video about the history of CBD.
CBD may be getting mainstream attention for the first time, but it doesn't mean that it's completely new. In fact, CBD has a long, fascinating history. The first documented use of medicine derived from cannabis dates all the way back to 2737 BC. But while the cannabis plant has been around for a long time, the recognition that it's comprised of unique compounds called cannabinoids is much more recent. During the rise of modern medicine, cannabis was largely unrecognized by the medical community due to the lack of scientific evidence of how it worked, or even if it worked at all. In 1839, however, an Irish physician and medical researcher named William O'Shaughnessy published a study exploring the effects of cannabis. He also described the possible medical applications of which helped set the stage for future research. In 1940, chemist Robert Kahn identified the structure of cannabis plant in an individual cannabinoid, cannabinol, CBN. Then, in 1942, American chemist Roger Adams and his colleagues successfully isolated a cannabinoid for the first time, cannabidiol, CBD. 2 years later, tetrahydrocannabinol, THC, was isolated for the first time. You will likely recognize THC as a psychoactive compound of the plant that causes euphoric effects. That's going to be important later, so keep that in mind. Once scientists understood that there were multiple cannabinoids and were able to isolate them, research into how individual cannabinoids worked began. In 1946, Dr. Walter S. Lowe conducted tests using cannabis on lab animals. He noted that THC caused psychoactive effects on the animals while CBD did not. In 1963, Dr. Raphael McCoolum took this research a step further and discovered the stereochemistry of CBD followed by the stereochemistry of THC 1 year later. This revealed a direct relationship between THC and the euphoric effects associated with cannabis and distanced CBD from the mind-altering compound. Unfortunately, stigma surrounding the cannabis plant due to the psychoactive euphoric effects often caused by THC led to restrictions on availability of cannabis, even for academic purposes. It became very difficult to do research on cannabis because possessing it, even for academic purposes, was prohibited. For many years, scientific research on cannabis, and thus CBD, was held back. While cannabis research may have been hindered by stigma, it wouldn't be defeated by it. In 1978, New Mexico became the first state to pass legislation allowing the medical use of cannabis in some form. They did so through the Controlled Substance Therapeutic Research Act, which allowed the use of cannabis through a research program approved by the Food and Drug Administration. In 1996, California became the first state to legalize medical marijuana with the passing of Proposition 215. Many other states soon followed suit. With the legalization of medical marijuana came legal access to cannabis, and that allowed researchers to dive deeper into the study of CBD. Let's jump ahead to the current state of CBD. The 2014 Farm Bill laid the groundwork for the legalization of cultivating hemp and its products, such as CBD, and in 2018, it was expanded upon. According to the 2018 Farm Bill, hemp that contains less than 0.3% THC is legal to cultivate, and products that are derived from it and also contain less than 0.3% THC are legal to sell. This means CBD is federally legal as long as it is hemp-derived and contains 0.3% THC or less. With the widespread legalization of hemp-derived CBD has come renewed interest in it. and CBD oil is now one of the most popular products in the health and wellness industry. At Nature's Ultra, we're strongly committed to creating high-quality CBD products that fully comply with regulations. We have a partner farm in Colorado where we use organic and sustainable farming practices to cultivate the best possible hemp plants. Our quality assurance system tests to ensure that all of our products contain non-traceable amounts of THC, and we publish our lab results so you can be completely confident that your product contains no traceable amounts of THC and is federally legal. That leads us to our final point, CBD's future. Because CBD is widely available now, more and more research is being done. That research will likely lead to more recognition of how CBD can help with people's health and lifestyles. We're confident that for many years to come, CBD will not just be a popular supplement, but one that offers a multitude of benefits for a wide range of people.
So, just to reiterate that hemp is not a drug, hemp is actually a plant that produces phytocannabinoids, which naturally enhance the body's endocannabinoid system. Much like essential oils do not cure disease, but they do aid the body's natural immune system by doing behind the scenes things like helping with cellular communication. When your soldiers are reinforced, they can do their fighting on their own. Science on the endocannabinoid system is just emerging, and we are learning more every year. The whole endocannabinoid system was not even discovered until the 1990s, 30 years after hemp was banned. Hemp could not even be studied at the universities because it was grouped with all of the cannabis species as a Schedule I drug in the Controlled Substance Act of 1970. That equates it to cocaine. So, if you fast forward now to 2014, the US government passed a pilot program through the Farm Bill that would allow hemp to be grown and studied. The permanent language in the Hemp Farming Act of 2018 falls under the falls under the Farm Bill, changed the status of hemp from a Controlled I substance to a commodity like corn or soybeans or tobacco that will have far-reaching effects on American farmers, and it should dispel the myths linking marijuana to hemp. Many authorities predict the hemp industry will grow by 700%, and hemp will be grown in the Midwest United States as much as corn. Most Americans within the next 5 years will have at least tried CBD product, and a high percentage will begin to use it on a regular basis, like they now use multivitamins and supplements to promote health. And by being in this class, you are part of that revolution by taking the fear out of a plant that the Lord created and intended for our use. So that's your history lesson for this class. So let's do a little anatomy now. The human body is ready for CBD. God built receptors in our endocannabinoid system to accept CBD. Those receptors circulate throughout our body. They're even found in our white blood cells. You can almost think of ECS or the endocannabinoid system like a hormonal system. Any woman will tell you her hormones affect not only how she feels, but her mood, her complexion, energy levels, and digestion. The ECS affects the entire body and is a major contributor to overall balance. That's why you may use CBD for one thing and find out that it works for other things you never anticipated it would help with, because the endocannabinoid system is throughout the entire body. In a sentence, CBD is a plant. It's a non-surgical, drug-free approach to medicine. Dr. Mark Lindholm, who has practiced as a chiropractor for 25 years, says, "I believe patients should seek natural remedies first, drugs as a second approach, and surgery as a last resort. Sometimes medication is necessary, but the general public is starting to understand that every drug has side effects. So the fewer drugs you take, the better off you are. I always believe in exploring other avenues. I have been using and recommending supplements to my patients for more than 2 decades, and I've seen some incredible results, but nothing compares to the astounding results I began to see after my patients started taking CBD. It was life-changing for many of them. Some noticed results after a week. Most patients experienced the maximum effects after 2 or 3 months. I'd often recommend the products for one problem only to find they would notice improvements in their overall health too. In other words, they experienced side benefits instead of side effects. Now, you never hear anybody say that about medication, do you? So how safe is CBD? Well, a June 2017 literature review looked at 74 studies on the safety of CBD and gave promising results. The biggest side effects noted were drowsiness and slight changes in appetite and weight. So will I get high? Will I become a stoner? Well, again, CBD is not the same as marijuana. There's no THC in Young Living CBD. In November of 2017, the World Health Organization published a report on CBD at a meeting held by their expert committee on drug dependence. The World Health Organization keeps an eye on more than 3 billion people around the earth. In all of that documentation, the committee claimed that there had not been a single case globally of physical dependence or withdrawal symptoms from CBD, nor any reported cases of abuse or public health problems related to the use of CBD. Hemp has passed the test of time. Some of the earliest written evidence of its medical use comes from ancient China, where it was administered to the emperor in 2737 BC, before Christ. 77 AD, there were records of the Romans using it as medicine. It was popular in the Middle East and India, where it was considered sacred and used for centuries. This, along with our contemporary research, adds to the safety of hemp. So can I get addicted or can I overdose? Well, Current Drug Safety is a reputable journal, and articles published on dozens of scientific sites like PubMed.com. It's used by doctors and researchers around the globe. They published a report that proved CBD to be non-toxic. According to the article, even doses up to 1,500 milligrams a day, which is about 90 times the amount any doctor would recommend, were well tolerated in humans. Now, we do not recommend that you take a dose that's 90 times higher than anything, but it is a sensible statement to say that the body will take what it wants and flush the rest out. The reason CBD doesn't cause a high is because it interacts differently with the receptors in your brain than THC does. THC attaches itself to these receptors known as CB1 and CB2 receptors. When you consume THC, you may experience physical changes such as those in coordination and mental changes such as in your mood. You can't have those type of effects with non-THC CBD because the chemical response from mind-altering reactions just is not present. So let me ask you, who made the plants? If you're still concerned after looking at the World Health Organization and doctors' testimonies and a reputable giant journal of science, you're not alone. It's because we've been programmed to understand this type of plant. Let me put CBD this way. Are you afraid to use CBD, but you're not afraid to use peppermint essential oil or oregano, which also has no THC? Well, this is what I would say. Who made the plants? Who gets the credit? Revelation 22:2 says, the leaves of the plants are for the healing of the nations. Do not fear the plants. The constituents in peppermint cools you off. The constituents in oregano can help build your immune system. The constituents in CBD affect change in your body. So the next question is, how much do I take and when? Well, let's shift gears and just talk a little bit about dosage. For this, there's no easy answer, honestly. Everyone is different. Factors like your weight and your height, diet, metabolism, genetics, environment, and lifestyle all affect your optimal CBD dose. There's no universal dose. Young Living's comes with a dropper. Experts recommend that you start with a half of a dropper twice a day. Separate each dose by 12 hours to achieve the optimal 24-hour saturation in the body. CBD needs to build up in your body. So you may need to take it for several weeks before you see a big shift. With the muscle rub, apply it topically, and with the roll-on, apply it on the chest or the back of the neck or on your feet. What makes Young Living different? Well, it's kind of hard to explain, but hang in there and I'll try and get it for you. We have a smart spectrum CBD. It's never been done before. The CBD world speaks in terms of broad spectrum, meaning the whole plant, which is considered better, and isolates, which uses just a part of the plant. Well, we decided to do things a little differently. To give you a short answer, here are 3 reasons why the Young Living CBD is just amazing. The first reason is broad spectrum versus isolate. We do neither of those. We went instead a third route called smart spectrum. You see, we can't adhere to the seed to seal, our standard of purity, if we use the whole plant. So we couldn't guarantee that it's 100% THC if we used the whole plant. And that just wasn't good enough for our founder, Gary Young. So he introduced something totally different called smart spectrum, and we'll break that down in a moment for you. Two other reasons that Young Living CBD is the best on the planet. Number two is the seed to seal purity standard. It's how we source our plants. They are grown with no fertilizers, no pesticides, no sulfur, no irradiation, no dyes, and no heavy metals of lead, arsenic, mercury, or cadmium in the soil. And let me say also, backing up just a second, that hemp is a cleaning plant. And so it pulls all of those toxins out of the soil. And if you're getting your CBD from somewhere that doesn't pay attention to the soil that it's grown in, you're probably getting all of that toxin and the heavy lead and the mercury that's in the soil in your CBD. And that kind of defeats the purpose of trying to use a plant. So back to our three reasons. The third reason is we have terpenes in our oil, and terpenes carry the CBD constituents to the cells. They piggyback on the oil, and that's how they get delivered to the cells. Like our antioxidant drink Ninja Red, they ride on the oils to get to the cells. Terpenes are why other CBD makers use the whole plant. They need those terpenes in the CBD to deliver the constituents to the cells to make the CBD bioavailable. Well, we can skip using the whole plant process and its THC and the particulates that we don't want, because our essential oils contain those terpenes that are missing. So let's take a closer look at exactly what smart spectrum truly means. I have a short little video that explains it really nicely for us.
Let's start by going over the different types of CBD. First, there's full spectrum CBD, which is extracted from the cannabis plant with all of the plant's other compounds, including THC. Next, there's broad spectrum CBD, which is extracted with all the plant's compounds except for THC, though many broad spectrum products contain it in small amounts. Then there's CBD isolate, which is exactly what it sounds like, CBD that is isolated from all other compounds in the plant. At Nature's Ultra, we use CBD isolate because it's the most pure form of CBD. That gives us the confidence of knowing that there are no unknown compounds in it. It's simply pure CBD, straight from our partner farm in Colorado. Using a CBD isolate is a great way to ensure that our CBD is pure and potent, but it also means that you could miss out on potential benefits of terpenes. Fortunately, high quality, safe, and effective terpenes can be added back using essential oils. That's why at Nature's Ultra, we craft our own smart spectrum CBD products by taking high quality CBD oil and combining it with Young Living essential oils. That means that you can enjoy the benefits of both. Many people are already familiar with essential oils, but let's do a quick refresher. Essential oils are natural oils that are distilled from plants, including trees, roots, leaves, seeds, fruits, and flowers. Part of what makes essential oils great is a group of natural compounds called terpenes. Terpenes are naturally occurring hydrocarbons that are the most common source of aromas and flavors in essential oils. In fact, if a plant has a distinct smell or flavor, it's probably because it has terpene. Essential oils and CBD make great partners because they complement each other so well. The terpenes in the essential oils have their own unique benefits, such as offering an energizing aroma, helping to soothe tired muscles, and promoting a good night's sleep. By combining essential oils and CBD, we go beyond the benefits of CBD and essential oils on their own to create something truly special. And best of all, by adding terpenes from Young Living essential oils to our CBD products, we are able to provide a premium product with no unknown ingredients. We know that every single component of our product has been carefully vetted to ensure it's of the best possible quality. There's no other CBD oil like it in the world.
So there are organic standards, and then there are the Young Living standards. And here are 7 reasons why Young Living is better than the organic standards. So we're going to run through what seed to seal really means. So on the left, you see the organic standards, and on the right, you see the Young Living seed to seal standards. So the organic standards, 5% non-organic material is allowed, and Young Living, no pesticides or chemicals are allowed. On the organic, 3 years of growing before organic standard is met. 5 to 7 years after spraying is ceased, you can call the field organic. Well, at Young Living, it's a chemical-free soil for at least 50 plus years, not 5 to 7. The third point is you may use approved synthetics for pests, and in Young Living, all pest control is only with essential oils. The organic standard number 4, only soil testing is required, and Young Living, water, soil, and air are tested. The 5th reason, the organic standard may use conventional seeds that are non-GMO. At Young Living, we use heirloom seeds. No conventionally seeds are allowed. So the 6th reason, organic, the approval board can be staffed by volunteers. And at Young Living, 50 plus trained scientists are on staff for testing. The 7th reason that USDA can call a field organic is no third-party testing is required. But at Young Living, third-party testing is on every batch. So you know what's amazing? Everything that we do is held to the seed to seal standard. All of our oils, all of our supplements, all of our kid and baby products, all of our personal care products like shampoo and toothpaste and skincare, it's all held to this standard. We don't greenwash. When we tell you that it's clean and safe for your family, you can take that to the bank. Purity is what we do. We protect you from the farm to the bottle. Oh, and one more thing, we're transparent. You can hop in your car and visit any of our farms. So we're going to take a look at a farm right now. This is one of our CBD farms.
In Colorado. We chose Colorado for our farm because Colorado has such a high elevation. There are no pesticides required, and that also ensures that your product doesn't have any pesticides. And we also chose Colorado because they are leading the way when it comes to regulation. We want to make sure that we're partnering with states that are committed to growing this industry, and Colorado is definitely at the top of that list. One of my favorite things about Colorado is our entire hemp farm is naturally grown in the sunlight. We want to be a part of the ecosystem, so that's another reason we don't use any pesticides. There are, bees and other bugs around here that actually don't harm the plant at all, and they just live here. So it's really important to us, whether it's sunlight, the well water, the soil, everything's got to be dialed in to meet our requirement product. We use organic farming practices, and we do that on purpose because the USDA has not come into the space and said that this crop can be certified organic. We're in essence complying with everything that would be required by the USDA to make our crop as organic as possible. So when they do release that certification, it's available to us immediately. And part of that for us is rotating the crop. So we'll actually put a different crop on the field in between the 2 harvest seasons. And that way the crop is able to pull out some of that toxins and other stuff in the dirt. It helps purify the dirt before the next rotation of hemp plants are born. There are several wells all throughout our farm here, and these wells are really important because you want to know the source of your water, because the quality of that water will dictate the quality of your plant. This is obviously something that the plants are getting on a consistent basis. If that water source is not up to the quality standards, your plant will not meet the quality standards. So all of our well water is tested and certified before we use it. After the harvest is done, the soil is still have some treatments left. And what we do is actually go back through the field and mulch the leftover stalks and any leftover hemp plant and mulch it back into the dirt. And this helps the soil get all the nutrients naturally from what's either grown and other plants that are still in there, and mixes all back up, and then you're left with a nice clean field. Everything that is in this is recycled back into the, and again, all plays back to quality. We don't go through all these efforts for no reason. We want to make sure that the moment it's planted and the seed is in the ground, that it's got the best opportunity to be the fullest plant possible.
I think they just cut that video short. Why that stopped. So now we're going to talk about science. We don't talk about the science much, but we do have, or excuse me, we don't talk about this particular thing much, but we do have labs in Young Living that are some of the best in the world. We have equipment that no other oil companies have. We have the largest oils library in the world with documented uses of essential oils that dates back over 30 years. We've gathered that library by doing research on oils in 6 different countries and on, 6 different continents, multiple different countries. The way that we test is unmatched globally. So let's take you deep into the corporate headquarters, right into our research labs with the head of our testing department, Dr. Mike Book.
Hi everyone, I'm Mike Book and I'm the Chief Science Officer here at Young Living. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about our new CBD line known as Nature's Ultra. So here we are in the quality control laboratories at Young Living, and I wanted to show you a few of the tests that we actually use to ensure that you're getting the best CBD products possible. This is an instrument called an ultra-high performance liquid chromatograph, and we use these instruments to measure the amount of CBD in every product to make sure you're really getting your money's worth. We also use instruments like these to make sure that you're actually getting 0% THC. Now down here is another suite of instruments that we call gas chromatographs. We can measure thousands of different impurities with these instruments. They're extremely sensitive and very accurate. Now, speaking of impurities, another thing that we always want to check for are heavy metals, which come from the soil and go into the plants. Bad heavy metals, things like lead and mercury. This is an instrument called an inductively coupled plasma mass spectrometer, and it can find heavy metals down to the part per billion level. It's extremely sensitive, and this is a way that we can make sure that your products are as clean as they could possibly be. And now, finally, let me walk you over here and show you something that most people never get to see. This is our state-of-the-art microbiology laboratory. And of course, we have microbiologists working in here all the time to ensure that our products don't contain any nasty bacteria or yeasts or mold. So we test each and every product thoroughly for microbes. This is just some of the things that we do to ensure that you're getting the absolute best CBD products from Nature's Ultra and Young Living.
You won't find any other CBD company that does any more testing on their CBD than we do. So the next question is, where do you start and how do you start? Are you ready to get this goodness into your hands? It's time to talk about how to start with a starter kit and have a box show up right at your front door. There are 2 kits to choose from, the regular strength kit and the extra strength kit. I recommend that you start with the full CBD starter kit with Young Living, and I usually do the regular strength starter kit. And then you could add the extra strength starter kit to an Essential Rewards order in month 2 or month 3 as you work up to the standard dropperfuls that you'll want. So again, I've said this before, but I'll just repeat it, that we recommend that you begin with a half a dropper full twice a day until you're at a full dropper by the month's end or the 2 months end, depending on how fast you ramp it up. The starter kit comes with 3 products. It comes with muscle rub for achy joints and muscles. It comes with a citrus flavored dropper of CBD oil and a calm roll-on. The best way to get CBD is with the Young Living starter kit to save with a wholesale discount. Then order it on Essential Rewards every month to replace what you've used and replenish your stock and save another 10% on top of your a lifetime 24% wholesale discount by becoming a member of Young Living. There's no yearly fee. There's no strings attached. Let's just take a close-up look at the 3 products in this powerful starter kit. So the first product that we're going to talk about is the citrus, and she calls it a dropper. I just call it the oil. But let's start with this one. It is one of the most powerful CBD products in the kit. You will notice when you go to reorder that our CBD comes in 3 different flavors. It comes in this citrus flavor that you'll get in the kit. It also comes in cinnamon and cool mint. My personal favorite is the cinnamon. If you don't get the results that you're looking for after a month, then just try switching to a different flavor. The different oils in each bottle work differently with the human body. They are pre-selected for the kit, but you lucked out because citrus is really a really good one. And let me just say that you will be told that our CBD oil is only recommended for topical use. However, let me say that sublingually under the tongue is considered a topical use. So the way that we recommend sublingual topical application is you put the oil under your tongue and hold it there for 30 seconds and let it absorb topically, and then you can swallow the rest. So the next slide is the Calm Roll-On. Now, this product has rave reviews. The Calm Roll-On helps you to create a peaceful environment. It helps you to relax, to quiet your mind, to unwind. It's infused with powerful oils for resting, like frankincense, lavender, orange, vetiver, and ylang ylang. I love to roll this one on the back of my neck, kind of in a T shape along the base of my skull and down my neck. And then I also put it across my forehead and my temples. And if I'm really struggling, I'll also add it to my chest, and the bone behind my ears is a really good place to apply this one. And let me introduce you to my best friend here. This is the CBD muscle rub. Muscles can really hold a grudge. And whether you've spent the day at the gym, hiking, moving boxes, or lifting children, it's going to take something fierce from your body to forgive you. So CBD muscle rub from Nature's Ultra takes that hot and cold sensation of menthol and gives it a boost by infusing it with an array of Young Living essential oils. It has camphor, clove, helichrysum, lemon, peppermint, tea tree, and wintergreen, plus a few more, I think, in there. The ingredients work hard together to soothe your hardworking body. Apply it to clean skin and massage it well. And let me just add here that a little bit goes a long way. I use about the size of a green pea to do my knee, and I use double that to do across my lower back. So that just gives you an idea how long this is going to last. Now, let me talk a little bit about how to save the most money when you buy these. As you are checking out, you'll have an option to set up Essential Rewards. That's our loyalty program. If you click yes, it allows you to restock your CBD every month at a steep discount. By getting a starter kit today, you'll already get 24% off that retail price, and you'll be getting the wholesale discount on anything you order from Young Living's website, forever and always for life. So by setting up Essential Rewards, you'll get another 10% off immediately on your first ER order. And after 4 months, that jumps to 20% off. And after 25 consecutive months, you'll get 25% off. And that's on top of the 24% off your membership wholesale discount. That's almost half off. It's the most affordable way to order your CBD. So let's take another look and talk about it in another way with this video. So that's our Essential Rewards loyalty program. So did you enjoy this class? I hope you did. Well, we love to empower you to take your health into your own hands. We like to teach you how to read labels, question ingredients and safety, and believe in the power of seed to seal. There are 3 great resources I'd love to get you plugged into as you continue on your CBD and your oils journey. So the first picture here on the left is Doc Ollie's The Power of CBD and Essential Oils. It's a great book. Then there's also Diamond Leader Cody Lynn Kaler's CBD Plant-Based Wellness is a second book that you might want to look for, and I can help you figure out how to order both of those if you're interested in learning more. And then there's also a great Facebook page called the CBD Collective, and it's run by a group of Young Living Diamonds, and it will answer all of your CBD questions in a frequently answered FAQ style with short videos and training sessions, so you can get plugged into that right away and learn as much as you want on that site. It's a fantastic site. We are an education-driven team, and I love to be an educator. I believe in training you long after this class is over. This class is actually one in a series of 5 core classes that I do, and then I do several other kind of themed classes. But the core classes that we have are the 101 Oils, and then 102 Thieves, which is our Thieves household product line. Ninja Red is our antioxidant superfruit vitamin in a bottle wonderfulness drink that is great for supporting your immune system and prebiotic and antioxidant. And then we also have a new one coming out, which is all of the kids class, all the children's products. So make sure that you contact me to get set up for another class. I'm doing the Ninja class, actually, is the next one that I'm teaching, and it will be on November 2nd, I believe. I think it's a Tuesday, November 2nd. So check that out. It'll be on my Facebook page. But thank you for giving up your time today. And I want to put just a couple resources in your hands. The first is the CBD Oil 30-day challenge calendar, which you see here on the screen. And it will take you on a scavenger hunt through the CBD starter kit. You can check off each box as you complete the challenges and note any changes that you feel on the right-hand side of the page. And then if you accept the 2 bonus challenges, you can really up your game. Then if you get this finished, take a picture of it and send me the screenshot once you filled it out, and you'll get a little gift from me. So it's my way of coming alongside you on this journey to show you that you're not alone. And so many of us are critically reading labels and banning toxic ingredients from our doorstep and trying to live a little cleaner way. So you're part of an army that's saying no to toxic chemicals. And I would also like to put the book Fearless in your hands. It's written by the same person that wrote the script this evening that we did, Young Living Diamond, Sarah Harnish. And it will train you how to systematically continue on your journey, banning dangerous products from your home room by room, and switching those dangerous products up for plant-based, clean products and essential oils from Young Living. So welcome to the world of oiling. If you'd like to find out how to get your starter kit for free, you can touch base with me afterwards. It's a concept called Friends of Friends, and we'd love to get you plugged into that. And you have now survived Essential Oils 104. So I really appreciate you guys coming to class. And I'm going to stop sharing here so I can see your beautiful faces. And then I'm also going to stop the recording if I can figure out where to do that at. There we go.